Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing great today. Thank you so much for joining me. These are going to be general messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And before I go any further, guys, I am going to be time stamping below. For those of you who are not interested in listening to the beginning part with astrology. So I'm going to be dealing with some of the things that are going on in the sky for the last 2 weeks of December. And if you're not interested in me talking about the eclipse and how it's going to be hitting you guys, and then I'm going to pull tarot. And then at the end, I'm going to pull a love read for those of you, Aries, in a committed relationship, and then a separate read for those of you in a complicated situation within a relationship, okay? So all of those things will be time-stamped for your convenience, so you don't have to, take whichever piece you would like, okay? But to get started, I would really like to discuss the sun going into Capricorn, okay? It's because Capricorn, we're all going to be feeling pushed to adopt this Capricorn kind of archetype qualities, and Capricorn wants tangible results, right? Think about what Capricorn is the archetype that is the hardest worker, right? They are the hardest worker. So they want tangible results. They know what is feasible and what's not, and is most comfortable working within an established framework and known boundaries or limits. Working toward a long-term goal is most satisfying within this influence, right? We're all going to be feeling this, guys, all of us. So this is happening here on the 21st. But then on the 26th, we have this new moon solar eclipse happening in Capricorn. And this is going to be pretty profound for everyone, okay? It certainly is. Now, for you guys, it's happening in your 10th house of career. So there's going to be either a new career coming in, or there's going to be transformation. But this is about really thinking about what needs to be changed, because there is progress that's going to be happening here. So let's talk about the eclipse for a minute and what's going to even be happening, right? Its effects, first of all, are going to be felt up to 6 months after the actual date of the eclipse, at least 6 months. I'm thinking even a little longer, but in the Saturn rule sign of Capricorn, public life is going to be impacted. Career, reputation, achievement, accountability are all strong focuses, okay? So it's not all going to hit you, obviously, in the same way, but this is kind of like for the general collective, right, in all those areas. So this eclipse is about new beginnings regarding all of these areas, and for you also having to do very strongly your career, more than any other archetype. Okay, now this is a time for setting practical, attainable goals, working on developing maturity and common sense in your approach to things, Aries, okay? Real common sense, thinking about the future and preparing for it, focusing on real, tangible, concrete ways of developing self-discipline and self-mastery, finding ways to give satisfying form to wishes, making commitments and recognizing responsibilities, and just accepting that you're limited. And that ironically, some of your limitations are truly going to allow you to feel free to explore deeper dimensions of your experience by offering you a more secure foundation. And you're going to be feeling this, really. And this is going to allow a nurturing of your dreams in a very realistic fashion. There's a realistic vibe to all of this. Really no Pollyanna stuff anymore with this. Now it's about like hardcore reality. And Capricorn teaches us that recognizing our limitation actually frees us to focus on what matters and where we are and who we are and where we want to go, and all of that stuff, right? But with this Capricorn energy, this partial solar eclipse, first of all, the fact that it's partial, it does mean it's not going to be like brand new. It's about transforming. It's about transforming what's there. It's about leveling yourself up. You follow? So we all have the chance to make important changes in our lives here. It's going to benefit us way beyond the moon cycle. It really is. So some of us, circumstances are such that we need to pay more attention to these areas. Flaws in an important system in your life is going to be revealed around the time of the eclipse, prompting you to redo or start fresh. Something ends, though, in order for something else to start new. So, we might be called to give something up in order to move forward into a new chapter in our lives, right? And although the new may seem a little unrecognizable, a little scary, a little off-putting, it's important to really allow the surrender that's needed, like just kind of fall into it and allow it. You're going to be really glad you did. You really will be. Now, this eclipse point, really good news, is this eclipse point is aligned with Jupiter. that's forming a really beautiful trine with Uranus. And there can be a real sense of excitement and progress and growth and improvement and relief and release along with the new beginning in this area. All right, so it's really exciting. It really is. Major developments in the personal areas in your chart, okay? Any area in your chart that's ruled by Capricorn are likely to occur, over the next 3 to 6 months, especially if you have the degrees are between 1 and 15 degrees, especially like that first 1.5 decan. Yeah, I think you guys are going to be feeling it the strongest there. But everybody's going to be feeling it. But those are the placements that are going to be feeling it the strongest. Now, when I started my channel, whatever it was, 6, 7 months ago, whenever it was, and we were in the throes of this Cancer Capricorn eclipse that started in July of 2018, is going until July of 2020. Lots of changes, especially for the cardinal signs, right? So Aries, I know you guys have been feeling it. But I want you, I mentioned a couple of dates back then when we were going through the thick of like the challenging aspects. So I want to talk about these dates again. I'm actually going to add a couple of other dates that I want you guys to think back to. You to think back to what was happening in your life during these years. All right, I'm not going to bother mentioning the months because who remembers months way back then, right? So just think about the years. If you're old enough, think back to 1981 to 1983. Now, what was going on in your life? Then think back to 1990 to 1992. Then think back to 2000 to 2002. And then think back to 2009 to 2011. What was going on in your life during these times? Because whatever was shifting and changing, because there were shifts and changes happening for you. There was a discomfort of a change, and yet there was an ultimate blessing that ended up coming in. And I want you to try to think about what the blessing might be, because in this particular eclipse right here, this eclipse narrative, we're entering the part where we get the nice gifts. This is what's happening right now. So just something to think about, okay? So let's get right into the reading and see what information we can't come up with for the last 2 weeks. What's happening with you guys right now as we go into the beginning. I mean, I know a lot of you guys, Aries, it's funny. Like I was just thinking, while I was meditating before. By the way, I'm doing this on my phone, so I'm able to do a longer reading because unfortunately my camera only allows for 30 minutes of taping. It's a really good camera. It was expensive, and I didn't know it when I purchased it. And I was new, so I didn't know to actually look for that. But anyway, that's why if the quality is a little different, please be forgiving. I wanted to give an extended reading here. The perfection of your life. Very nice. Okay, so this is telling me that I feel like some of you are kind of in this space of feeling a lot of anxiety. It's almost sensing like an internal chaos. Can you see that? I don't know if the light is, sorry, light's weird. He's sensing almost like an internal chaos of some sort. Feeling very restless. You may feel as if it's like something that's waiting to erupt from within. It's like a restlessness, yes, or an anxiety that you can't quite articulate, but you vaguely sense nonetheless. Or maybe the chaos is fully fledged and you're feeling it big time. A person or a situation in your life is causing all kinds of havoc or upheaval or change and uncertainty in your world. So whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, external, it doesn't matter. This has the same message for everybody. All is unfolding exactly how it's supposed to. Really. And you're currently enduring a cosmic spiritual storm, which is having an impact on you. But it's clearing things out, and it's ruffling feathers that need to be ruffled and preparing you for that beautiful, super fresh, uplifting feeling that like somebody, that feeling you have like after a storm? Like everything smells fresh and dewy, and it's like you feel ready to, there's just like a newness to it, right? There's a newness. Yeah. So I just feel like on a very intuitive level, you're going to start to feel the shift happening. And there's this healing process happening. And you're really encouraged to go with it. You know? And if you can't believe that there's anything happening, even at a subtle level, because you feel stuck or you feel like you're being denied something, you're being bored, you feel bored, you feel stale in something, you know, no matter what that is, there is still a truth unfolding, whether you feel it or not. And it's really like tapping into the creative genius of the universe. So I'm loving this energy for you, Aries, because you guys are going to be doing some serious shifting in your career. Yeah. I mean, if you're feeling like you can't even find a job and it's just things aren't happening, you have not been forgotten. You're not being looked over. You haven't been denied. Everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to happen. You just have to trust. And I know that's really hard when you really want things to move forward, right? So let's pull some general energies. Now, these general energies I like to read for relationship and career and family and friendship, you know, because everybody's in a different space, right? And then at the end, I will pull, like I mentioned, those relationship cards. Okay, I'm using the Arcanum Tarot for the general messages. Aries. Beautiful. 3 cups. 3 cups. Nice. Celebrating with family and friends. Woohoo! Around the holidays. Sounds good to me. Okay? That's the foundation right now. Let me pull all the cards and then we'll see. Gorgeous images on this card. 9 of Cups reversed in your past. Let's move these over. King of Cups is you right now. 3 of Wands. Ace of Cups. Oh, you're fearing. You're fearing a new beginning. Yes. Okay, so we're going to, again, read this for relationships, career. So the 3 of Cups is the card of celebration. I mean, this is about celebrating with family and friends. This is a really nice card, really nice energy, and very appropriate to have around the holidays. It really is. So this is kind of the space that you're in right now. You just kind of, I feel like putting everything on a shelf and just really wanting to celebrate during the holidays. I do feel that. Crossing you is the Queen of Wands. But underneath that, Aries, you have so much fire to get something rolling. You have such a fire in your belly to do something. You really do. But you're thinking about it. You're really thinking about the hangman. The hangman energy is about making yourself stop and really check out the landscape of everything that's going on. And I know sometimes people call this like the procrastination card or the analysis paralysis card or something, you know, and I guess it can be that, but I'm not getting that in this reading. I'm getting that you're very carefully analyzing the landscape of where you want your life to go. And I don't feel like I feel as much as a fire in the belly that you have, and you feel very motivated. I feel like there is a level of fear equal to that. So you just want to make sure that that doesn't end up going into a situation where you end up with this analysis paralysis or this not pushing things forward in a way that's going to best serve you. You just want to be careful of that, because we have the Fool reverse as the foundation, which is a lack of willingness to take a risk. Now, this is where you are now. You follow? Okay. So this is where I have to go back to what's happening in the sky. We have Capricorn. Saturn rules Capricorn. Capricorn is about hard work. Saturn is the great taskmaster. He's the great father in the sky, Father Saturn, right? Everything is slow about Saturn. Slow, could feel very uncomfortable, but pushing us to better ourselves, okay? With this hardworking energy of Capricorn with Pluto. Pluto is all about transformation, endings and beginnings. pushing us to places where we might not feel totally comfortable, but always for our highest good, always. And it's change. So it's change happening with hard work, with this slow moving energy making us really look at ourselves, with like the fairy dust of Jupiter over that. The fairy dust of Jupiter with that trine with Uranus. It's a beautiful supportive energy. So really Jupiter is making you, Aries, you gotta pick a door to go through. Which door are you gonna pick? You have to pick one. You can't stay where you are. The energy is just not going to allow it. You're not going to be allowed to stay in the hangman energy. You're not going to be allowed to stay afraid to take that risk, to do whatever it is, to go for that job, to write that book, to publish that book, to write that screenplay, to go back to school and get that degree. What do you need to do to transform yourself in this area? Okay, I feel this very strong having to do with career. Now, if this has to do with relationship, this is telling me that you guys were in this, you're in this space of celebrating, enjoying the holidays together. You feel very motivated to move things forward, but you may not really know how to do that just yet. And you're really trying to think about how it is that you want to move things forward. How do you want to move your life forward with this person? But I feel like there is this apprehension and this fear of taking a calculated risk. And I feel like it has to do with this. The Nine of Cups reverse is about not having your wish fulfillment, having your heart really set on something, working really hard, and not having it come to fruition. And it's a frustrating energy to be in. Absolutely. It really is. It's disheartening, you know? And it's certainly demotivating, right? Of course, right? We're only human. We're only human. But now I really want you to really focus on the messages here, because in your outcome, in your near future, we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, I like reversals because it shows us what we need to focus on. We're energetic beings, and depending on the choices we make, we can turn this upright. And I like it better upright because it's the card of building. It's the architect energy. It's about building, creating. In reverse, this means that there's no creation happening here. It means you're getting in your own way from being able to create something. Now, right now, this is you, King of Cups. So you're feeling a lot of emotions for this relationship you're in. You're feeling very passionate about this line in your career. You're feeling very passionate about the idea of a new job, or you're feeling really passionate about the job that you're in right now. There's a lot of passion here you're feeling very deep in your heart. So you have this deep emotion, you have the willingness, but you have the fear. Now what's crossing you is the rest of your life. I mean, this is the not crossing you, it's the external influence, is the the rest of your life. I mean, the Three of Wands is looking out and saying, okay, I have the blessing of the Trinity and I have the will. Right? Because 3 is the Trinity and Wands are will. I have the will, I have the motivation, I have blessings. And look at that big, beautiful world out there. It's time to step into it. And you are being so pushed to have this. But at the same time, in your fear position, we have the Ace of Cups, which is about new beginnings. So this can be new beginning in anything in your heart space. So this could be you're afraid to have a new beginning. You're afraid of a new beginning within the cycle of a relationship. You're afraid of a new beginning at a job. You're just afraid of a new beginning and all that might mean. It's like I get that a lot of you feel like you're just simply like not in control enough, and that's an uncomfortable feeling for anyone, right? And Aries especially really don't like that, you know? And then we have as the outcome energy, the Judgment reverse. And I feel like there's a lack of forgiveness. There's a lack of acceptance here. There's a lack of acceptance at the end of this time period, Aries. I feel like you're not accepting or not wanting to forgive. All right, let me say this both ways. If this has to do with a relationship, I feel like there's this want, very strong want, to step into this next area of life with a person. but you're afraid you're not going to have this beginning because there's a lack of forgiveness regarding some sort of situation that went on. And it's because of that where you're not able to build in the future. Okay, it's for some of you. Now, if this has to do with career, I feel like you're not willing to accept the changes that you need to make, and therefore you're not going to progress forward if you don't make these changes. So I don't know which Aries this is for, but this is for an Aries, I think, who really needs to hear this, who's very stuck in, you may be stuck in your own way of thinking. You may have your own vision of how it's supposed to be. And this is not about that. This is about recognizing that you have to figure out a different way of doing things because it's time to transform and progress things forward, because what you've been doing is only going to bring you more of the same. You got to figure out where it is that you can change things. And I think you know this because the perfection of your life does speak to this level of anxiety that many of you are feeling, which is natural. I mean, this is a big deal, right? Of course, it's a big deal. Let's get some information on this Three of Pentacles. The future, the near future energy. It's the near future. Near future. Three of Pentacles. Need some information on that, please. Aries. Aries. Oh, fighting. Okay. So for those of you in relationships, you don't feel, well, you're going to be in a space of not building with somebody because there's no new beginning that's able to happen because of poor communication, because they're not treating you with the greatest amount of respect, because they're not supporting you emotionally, physically, and mentally. And it's creating a lot of arguments. Five of Wands is a battle of the wills. Battle of the wills when nobody wins. It's like I say day, you say night, I say up, you say down. Nobody's winning. And the Hierophant reverse is you guys just like working on two different roads of integrity. Okay, this is you guys fundamentally not agreeing on how you think life should be played and what it should all look like. I mean, these are big energies. You know, the Hierophant is an important major arcana because it has to do with our belief system and our system of faith and what we know to be true. It's got to do with our morals and our integrity. Okay, so this is telling me that you're dealing with somebody who you just are not in alignment with as far as all of that goes. Now, for those of you with career in mind, this can indicate that you feel that continuing on this path, it's just not going to end up bringing, you're afraid about money. You're afraid about not having this level of attainment, which is why you're not willing to take the risk. But it's creating a lot of conflict within yourself. It really, really is. And then we have the Hierophant reverse. I could feel like, Aries, I feel like many of you feel like you're being expected to work against your moral, like what you consider morally correct. Where you might not actually be, it might just be you needing to approach your work from a different angle, but you're taking great offense to it because you don't want to go down this road in order to improve your finances or in order to transform your career, because you feel like in some way, many of you feel like you're selling out, or many of you feel like in some way maybe that other way is beneath you, but it's not, you know, or it's just something that's a little too scary, something that you don't feel like you're going to feel at home in, but that's a lot of your fear talking, okay? So this is really, it could kind of go either way. So that's for career, and that is having to do with those of you here with a relationship on your heart. Yeah. Okay. So that you really need to focus on, Aries. You just do, you know. Those of you who've been watching me know I'm not a finger wagger kind of, you know, person at all, but I do have to say that I feel like it's very, very important, Aries, for you to not be functioning in your ego, for you to understand the bigger picture right now, okay? Because you don't want to end up in this state of stagnation with all of these wonderful energies here to support you, because the energies aren't going to make the changes for you. All they're going to do is create a lot of anxiety and tension within you and make you feel more and more frustrated if you don't make the changes. But it's not like if you're resisting, the delicious things aren't going to come out for you. That's just the way energy works. It doesn't come off the couch. Come in and get you off the couch, right? All right, so let's pull. Now this is going to be for Aries who are in these silly heart-shaped cards, right? They go into circles. So this is for Aries who are in a committed relationship, committed, together. No one's breaking up with anybody, okay? You guys are together right now. Sacred union, beautiful. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Nice. Okay. Let's pull some island oracles. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, that is for Aries who are in a committed relationship. Very nice. Okay, let's see. Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings. Transition. So you guys might be in a space of transition. Not enough. Frustrated. Okay. Self-indulgent. Okay. Let's see. So we have coffin as endings and new beginnings. So this is about growth and change and transition. So I feel like, I mean, listen, you know, particularly if this has to do with a career, if you guys were in a space of just really struggling in your career, I'm sure it did impact your relationship somehow. But you're in this transitional period right now. This idea of not enough has been present. There's this frustration within the relationship, lack of confidence. There's fear and ego issues here, like a self-sabotaging behavior that's been identified either in you or in your partner. And then we have self-indulgence, focusing on self-worth. Time to heal. Time to do some shadow work. Time to appreciate yourself. This is really nice. I mean, this is all very, very necessary. I feel like, Aries, I feel like that you're with a really good partner who's going to be supportive of you as you make this change. I just do. But it's Aries, I feel like you're going to be needing to work on your confidence and your fears and any sort of ego. Ego is very healthy. We all have ego, obviously, right? I mean, we all know that spiel, but, you know, it's the low vibrational ego that we don't want to get in the way, right? And that's where the shadow work of the self-indulgent comes in, which is beautiful. Do the shadow work. Really get to the core of what might be, you know, getting in the way. Yeah. Let's get some information here for this sacred union. Beautiful sacred union for Aries who are in a committed relationship. Two of Cups, reversed. Eight of Wands, Three of Cups, reversed. The Emperor reversed. Hierophant reversed. What the heck? Five of Swords. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like you guys are definitely at the end. You guys are ending a cycle within your connection. Meaning, this is healthy. I mean, cycles happen. I don't care if you've been together 40, 50, 70 years. Or, you know, it doesn't matter. Cycles happen. Cycles happen. But I do feel like some sort of situation has happened in your relationship where it was like a pretty brutal ending of a cycle, where there was either a lot of money issues, there were a lot of issues with honesty. There was an issue of, you know, somebody just showing up, but it was something here where there was definitely a lot of pain, because the Ten of Swords is a painful end of a cycle for sure. Definitely the painful end of a cycle. Two of Cups energy is about, you know, giving upright. It's about giving each other your cups, right? Really loving each other and being there. But in the reverse, it indicates like the shadow side of your personality is coming out and you guys just kind of holding back. So it's this holding back. And there's this, it's this holding back, but yet then we have the Eight of Wands energy, which is 2 4s, a very strong foundation card. It's fast moving energy, information coming in, great information coming in, quick. All right, quick energy coming in, okay? And I'm getting the Three of Cups, though. The Three of Cups reverse is irresponsible partying and drinking too much and just not paying attention to the relationship in the way that you should have been paying attention to the relationship. Kind of really embracing that negative Emperor energy, right? In the reverse, it's narcissistic tendencies. So this can be irresponsible behavior, irresponsible flirting. It could be it's just being irresponsible within the relationship, being deflective as well. Acting irresponsible and blaming other situations for the irresponsible behavior, okay? So this, Aries, could certainly be you, or can certainly be an energy that you're dealing with, guys. The energy is too enmeshed, so you have to understand. I mean, most of you understand this who watch tarot, that the energies could always be reversed, right? So either you or the other, or your partner, were kind of really in this Emperor reverse energy for a minute, and the Emperor reverse energy almost always hangs with the Hierophant reverse, which is about just not being within the same moral construct, right, as we just talked about. Okay, so there's an issue here going on with somebody's integrity and the choices that they're making, and creating a lot of conflicts. Five of Swords energy is all about conflict, of what's true, what's not, and then we have the Seven of Wands is about needing to defend yourself and what's right and your truth, and why you do and why you think the way you do, and just really feeling the need to defend yourself, right? But in the reverse, it's like, I don't want to defend myself anymore. I really don't want to do this. I just don't want to do it. It's got to be over. This has got to be over. Yeah. So I feel like, what I'm feeling here very clearly, because we have the Coffin energy, is that this was a situation that you guys went through. And that because of this Ten of Swords energy, I feel like this is where the new beginnings, the endings and the new beginning. I mean, it's the Coffin energy. It's transition. Endings bring new beginnings. And this is an ending card of a cycle. So I feel like, maybe one of you was just partying too much, making bad choices, not being very committed to the relationship, not being very committed to your future, not being very committed to work, not being very... all the things that are necessary to show up in a relationship, just not being really there, just not being present. It's not being present. But so, in that way, the Ten of Swords is an absolute gift, right? Because you needed that cycle to be over. Cycle had to be over. Had to be over. Had to be over. Yeah, it had to be over. Because you guys the relationship was not getting what it needed. Okay, nice. Coming out, okay. There's a lot of fear here. There's a lot of fear. I mean, these are things that you guys are going to be working through. Because, on the one hand, you guys feel like the Six of Pentacles reverse is about not having what you need. Really, the long and short of it is not feeling like you're getting what you need. So either you're not able to provide, or someone's not able to provide to you, whether it has to do with resources or whether it has to do with support, mental, emotional, physical. But there's this lack having to do with the Pentacle energy. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about building together. So it's like you guys want to build. You want to build, and you're trying to have this new start, but you don't feel like you have enough to create this firm foundation, this Four of Wands foundation, and it's creating conflict. It really is. It's creating a lot of conflict. But I feel like the conflict is motivated by one of you rather than both of you. Like, I feel like the main issue being argued is either something you're doing or something they're doing. As in the reverse, it does indicate like it's kind of more on one side, and no one's really winning there. But the Moon reverse, I do like this because this shows me that you and your partner, or you or your partner, are really getting in touch with the deepest motivations within. Because the Moon is about, and I always say, like, because a lot of tarot readers go, oh, the Moon is secrets, right? Secrets. It's, and there's almost like a malice involved with that, which is a very, like, Nietzsche way of looking at things. But if we look at it like a Jungian way, it's more about us not being fully in touch with the deepest part of ourselves, not because we don't want to, just because we don't know yet. And we're like onions as humans, right? It's part of the human condition. Like, we peel off layers as we evolve and grow, right? And so the moon reverse tells me exactly that you're going to be growing so much, and you're going to be realizing things about what you've been doing. Your partner's going to be realizing things that they've been doing. There's a lot of realization here about truths, about things that happen within you. But you have this fear, this lack mentality. You got to understand, Five of Pentacles is totally mental. It's mental. It's not having what you need, feeling mentally, the mindset of lack. Because, right, if she turns around and looks up, you get the church right there that has everything they need to stay safe, warm, and have what they need. But she's just so focused on looking down and, not being positive, right? But at the same time, we have all of this love here and this desire to move forward in life, but just this inability to see what's coming up. And it's really created this definitive state of fear, really of fear, and you really wanting to make changes right now. And there's a lot of frustration here. There's a lot of love. There is a lot of love, and there's change happening here. But it's somebody not showing up the way that they should have in the relationship, and somebody, good. I mean, this is what we're talking about here. Fool energy is about taking the chance, taking the calculated risk. Beautiful things on the other side of this. I love the Fool energy. It's all the cards in one. Okay? This is very positive energy, Aries. So I feel like those of you in relationships, you might have had a little bit of a rough go. And I have a feeling it's because of everything that I indicated. But you guys are ending a cycle, and you're going into a very lovely space where you're acknowledging the frustration. You're acknowledging the ego issues, the fear issues, the lack of confidence, and you're focusing on your self-worth and doing your shadow work and your self-appreciation. You need that. You're going to need that very much coming up this year, right? Because of all the changes that you have in your career. You're really going to need yourself. You're really going to need your confidence and your sense of self-worth to be intact. Okay, so you can handle all of these wonderful changes. It's no time to be a scaredy cat anymore, Aries. Okay, Aries, those of you who are committed, thank you so much for joining me. Now we're going to do Aries, complicated Aries. Those of you who are complicated, you guys might not be together, but you're still in each other's energy field. Whatever your version of complicated is, however you want to identify. Romance, Cupid's arrow strike. Who else got this? Who got this? Doesn't matter. Okay, let me pull. Romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. Okay. Let's use the Tarot Dana Elite. Okay. Complicated Aries relationships. That's 2 weeks of December 2019. Let's see what we get. Complicated Aries. That's 2 weeks of December 2019. Camera. Heartbroken. Keys on a ring. So camera is, romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. We definitely need more cards so that we can qualify that. So camera is about reminiscing, right? Learning from the past, making memories. Heartbroken is about being deeply hurt and sad in separation. It indicates a breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. Keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. Ooh, be careful. Be careful, Aries. Be careful that if you have a heartbreak that you are not taken advantage of. is I do feel like those of you who are in a heartbreak mode are very vulnerable right now. So be careful. Be careful. I'm not judging. You want to have one-night stands, just be safe, you know. Just be safe. That's all I say. But make sure it's, you know what you're getting into, and that somebody's not, you know, promising you a rose garden, you know what I mean? Let's see what we have here. Let's get some history here. 10 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Judgment. 2 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Strength. 9 of Wands. 9 of Cups. Oh, Aries, I mean, you are really in a... $10, I mean, these are beautiful energies. This person was everything. 10 of Cups is about, I mean, it's ultimate happiness. It's deep communication. It's commitment. It's being on the right path with the right person. It's also reconnection energy, by the way. Absolutely. 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is about having exactly what you need. You working, you saving, you having to do with money. In a relationship, it's working really hard towards something, being really willing to work just really, really hard towards something. And then we have the Judgment card. And Judgment is about forgiveness. Judgment is about understanding what happened up to this point and finding forgiveness. You are confused. 2 of Pentacles. Should I do this? Should I do that? You're kind of in a space of really kind of not deciding on anything right now. You're just kind of pressing the pause button for a minute because you don't want to think about anything. But you're going to have the ability to have this Ace of Swords beginning, this new truth. This new truth is coming in. And we have the Strength card, which is all about healthy ego, which is all about making something happen. It's being strong in the face of adversity. It's choosing to be strong, regardless of the risks. Regardless of the risks. And we have the Knight of Wands. Strong passion here. My goodness. Very strong. Strong connection. Strong passion. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Wow. I mean, wow. This is truly, truly Cupid's arrow striking. But then we have these 3 cards. Reminiscing. Deeply hurt. Options and being strung along. I want to pull some energies on the keys on the ring, please. I just want to make sure that these beautiful energies can be trusted, okay? Let's just see what we got. Because why would that come up, you know? Keys on a ring. 9 of Swords reversed. Page of Wands reversed. Two of Swords reversed. Okay. Page of Wands reversed. I have to tell you, I mean, this is like, Page of Wands is the card of sex. And in the reverse, it's, you know, it's not only a lack of willingness to have a new beginning with the situation, but it also implies that there was irresponsible sexual behavior going on here in some way. 9 of Swords reverses, you know, this is the self-imprisonment card. You know, there's a lot of anxiety here. The 2 of Swords reverse is seriously not knowing what to do. You're at cross purposes with yourself and you're at cross purposes with another person right now. So I feel like somebody did something and they really want to come in and offer you all of these delicious energies. You're very heartbroken, but you still love them. Can I get more information on the Page of Wands reverse, please? Page of Wands reverse. Page of Wands reverse for Aries, please. Okay. All right, so this is going to resonate for some of you. you're not in contact with somebody right now, or you're in a weird space, and they're going to reach out to you, and they're going to talk about the past, and they're going to talk about how heartbroken they are, and you're going to talk about how heartbroken you are, and they're going to promise you a lot. The King of Swords is about coming in and saying a lot of very, very pretty things. Very pretty. But then we have the Five of Pentacles, and this does indicate not ultimately getting the support that you need. You're going to feel very unsupported in this union, for sure. Three of Pentacles is you don't, the ability to actually grow is not here. It's just not. The Five of Swords is about fighting about what's true and not being able to get to the actual bottom of it. And this is going to be very tough, Aries, because I think this person is going to come in and just promise you all this stuff. We're going to run off and do this, that. We're going to have the Ten of Cups. We're going to get married. We're going to work this out. We're going to put the past in the past. I'm really sorry for what I did. We're going to have a brand new beginning, and we're going to have all of our dreams met and all of this stuff. But it's like there's this, I'm not sure. I'm just telling you what the cards say. The cards say, don't trust it. Very clearly. Don't trust it. Yeah, Cupid's arrow is going to come in. Pop you right in the ass. That's what's going to happen. That. Don't trust it. Listen, you're an energetic being. You have free will. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Honestly. But I just tell you what the cards say. Okay? Give me some energies if Aries ends up going back to this person. Tell me what's going to happen if Aries goes back to this person. If Aries goes back to this person. Nine of Swords, so self-imprisoned. Oh my God, this is incredible. These are the, I mean, I just shuffled. And then it's a different order. They're coming out. Yeah. Aries, it's going to be a mind game like nobody's business, because if we look at what's bookending, the Nine of Swords, which is incredible self-imprisonment, and the Ace of Cups in reverse, which is about a new beginning not being able to happen. This is the same stuff that we just said this person was saying to you. Please forgive me. I want to make good on it. We can create our dreams together. We'll have that happiness. We just need to be strong. Let's start over. Work with me. And the Nine of Wands, this wasn't here before, but the Nine of Wands is all about really feeling this need to defend what's but it's like the beyond, it's like being so tired, though. Being so tired. You know? You went through the war, you've been through it, and you're just not sure if you have the gumption left to actually have this new beginning. This person is coming in. I mean, no question, it came out twice. This person, somebody's going to be coming back. Somebody's going to be coming back. All right, you know what? Spirit, yes, no. Is Aries going to be reconciling with this person? Sorry, I don't honor reversals and yes, no. Queen of Swords. Give me more energy. Yeah. You're not, I wanted to pull some energies, because this is a Queen of Swords. So swords are not, the Queen of Swords is a no card. But the reason is because you're going to be tapping into what works for you. You're going to be remembering what relationship once upon a time meant to you. Many of you are actually going to be reconnecting with somebody from the past, because this is a reconciliation, but like with somebody from your past. This is you just really wanting to be happy again and not being able to find it in this, because you know that this person is the Chariot reverse. They are off the right path. They are like down the ditch in the woods and they don't even realize it. And they're trying to spew all kinds of fancy to you. And you just know it's not going to happen. You're not going to have this Cancer energy. It's about home, family, love, and all that. You're just not going to have that with them. And you're just not going to have this new beginning with them. You're going to have the ending, but the transformation into the new beginning is going to be with somebody else. It's just going to be with somebody else. And it's going to be happy, because the Six of Cups is a very happy soul, down to your soul, happy energy. In the upright, it's a beautiful energy, but it's about returning to something from way either a really long time ago or getting in touch with what you really need. And it's not going to be staying in this situation. So I do like this, because this is you having some good, solid self-respect. So good stuff, Aries. That is what I have for you guys. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.